Good morning, one and all. I am Saroja from Chemistry Department. I would like to explain the Unit 1, which is a ecosystem. Right? In this, various concepts are there. So let us have a glance over it. What are the contents to be covered in this ecosystem? So here in this, we are going to describe and compare the living systems to understand the complementary nature of structure and function. And because of this, students will describe the cause and effect relationships between enhanced survival, reproductive success, and particular biological adaptations. Next. It describes and categorizes populations of organisms according to the function they serve in an ecosystem. So, for example, producers are there, consumers, decomposers, which we are going to learn detail in the next coming sessions. Students should understand that a population consists of all individuals of a species that occur together at a given place and time. All populations living together and the physical factors with which they interact compose on an ecosystem. So this is what an ecosystem was meant for. So here all populations living together, populations in the sense, here we are going to describe about not only the human beings, but all living creatures and all physical factors. Right? You have various seasons, 4 seasons in a year. Like all different seasons will affect different factors. So all populations and all physical factors with which they interact and compose a ecosystem. Next. So every ecosystem or populations of organisms that serve specific functions. So, and hence changes to a population may affect the other populations in the ecosystem. All right. So, for example, nowadays we are going to see very much rare about the you can say that the rats, mouse or something like that, which they are going to depend on the forms, and obviously snakes will depend upon rats and frogs like that. If one population gets reduced, obviously it is going to affect the rest of other population. So this is about the content. Yes. Now coming to the definition part. What is an ecosystem? So an ecosystem is a community of living things that interact with each other and with the physical world. Right? So here if you see by looking at these diagrams also, you are able to understand what an ecosystem was meant for. The plants and animals within each ecosystem interact with each other and the non-living elements of the ecosystem like climate, precipitation and soil. So as I said you in the previous slide, I have explained you that population, living population and also the physical factors which are nothing but the atmospheric conditions. Both are dependent, interdependent on each other. So here plants and animals, obviously they will interact with non-living elements like you can say climatic conditions, precipitation and soil, all these things. Yes. So an ecosystem can be very small, such as a puddle or under a rock. Might be a very small one or might be a larger one. Like you can see it can also be as big as an ocean or a desert. So ocean or desert ecosystem is a very much a large ecosystem. The balance of an ecosystem is important. All things must work together to provide a good living environment. For example, if there is not enough water, plants and animals will die and the ecosystem will not exist. Right? So, here we are going to depend upon, as I said, the atmospheric conditions, not only the seasons of the atmosphere, but also like various factors like water, climate, air, and moreover the presence of oxygen. All these are also plays a major important role in the existence of the ecosystem. So in such a case, where there is a lapse of all these things like water or more pollution levels, obviously their ecosystem will be fallen down, or there comes a crisis to the ecosystem. These are the various examples of ecosystems. First one is desert ecosystem, Arctic tundra ecosystem, a rainforest, ocean, African savanna, and swamp ecosystems. Right? So next, first, the foremost thing in the universe, which everyone will dependent, are nothing but these are given the primary one and foremost importance. Hence, these are called as producers. What are producers? A living thing that can make its own food. Example, plants, trees, flowers. Alright? So, for them only they depend on climatic changes like little amount of water and some soil conditions and all those things. Apart from that, they will make their own food. Hence, they are which can prepare their own food. That's why they are called as producers. The second one is consumers. A living thing that gets its food from eating other living things. So producers, they can prepare their own food, whereas consumers, they they have this food there, they will eat this food based upon the producers or depends upon the producers. So example, a polar bear eating a fish here, right? So a bird eating a berry, a zebra eating a grass. So here all these animals, whether it might be a polar bear, a bird or zebra, they are going to depend upon some other things, some other creatures or something other than them, because they cannot prepare the food for themselves. They have to depend on others. That's why they are called as consumers. So once again, students, I repeat, producers are which can prepare their own food. They are capable of preparing their own food. Consumers are which depends upon others. The third category is decomposers. So a living thing that breaks down other living things. So to get nutrients and energy. Examples, vultures eat dead animals, worms and beetles eat dead decaying plants. So simply I can conclude this, decomposers are the one which depend upon dead organisms. So their livelihood is nothing but their food and everything existence is just because of the dependent on dead organisms. They are called as decomposers. Yes. What is population? As I said, so population doesn't mean it's simply of human beings. It relates to each and every one. So here a group of living things that live in the same place at the same time. So examples are many penguins live in the Arctic, sorry. Many elephants live in the African savanna. So like this, a group of creatures where they are going to exist in a particular place. Just like you can see, you can also quote various examples like kangaroos are there, they live in, their population is much more highest in Australia. Yes, the next one is community. When different populations live together in the same habit and interact with each other. So examples, elephants, giraffes, zebras all live together in the African savanna. And of course, their food and habits are also very much similar one to the another one. Hence, they are called as a community. Next, abiotic factors or abiotic. So till now we have discussed about only the living creatures. Now we are going to switch on to the next one, which is called as abiotic. Any non-living organisms in an ecosystem is called as abiotic. So for example, you take sun, you take this water from the rock, which is flowing river or rain, right? So thunders, all these comprises together to form an abiotic. These are few examples. You can quote many more. Biotic, any living organisms in an ecosystem are called as biotic. So here few examples are quoted. Have a glance over it. You are going to understand what is meant by a biotic. Next one is food chain. So what chain means, simply one is being linked with the another one. That is called a chain. So in this food process, so one is interdependent on the other one, like a chain linking process. Hence it is termed as a food chain. Shows what eats what in an ecosystem, right? So here if you see, these are the deers which depends on grass or produces. So this is the lion, or you take any wild animal, so which they will eat only other animals, like so it's like a chain process, hence it is called as a food chain. The food chain of an owl. So like this you can explain many more food chains by taking each one as example. This is an example of owl. So for example, plant producers are there, insects, herbivores or consumers. Next, a mouse which depends upon this insect, then owl which depends upon this mouse. But simply I can explain, this is the plant which can prepare its own food. Insect, they depend upon these plants, and this mouse, they depends upon insect, and owl which eats mouse. So this is the food chain of a owl. Food web. So what is the difference between a chain and web? Chain is nothing but single system process. So whereas web is nothing but it's a multitasking or multi-directional process. So food web consists of all the food chains within a particular ecosystem. So this is in the form of a web, hence it is called as food web. So this is another example of food web, right? So next, in the next session, we are going to learn in detail about the various types of food chains and food webs. So thank you all.